And what do you think about like the prices going up in thrift stores?
Terrible.
Have you seen it?
Terrible.
Yeah. Have you noticed it?
Yeah, notice it for sure.
Yeah. If you take the Montreal Metro and you get out at Station Saint-Laurent, then you walk across the street, you'll find yourself at 1440 Saint-Laurent. And this location was once the first Salvation Army thrift store in Montreal. In the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, Montreal and other Canadian cities are experiencing a growth in its number of people in need. Montreal and the rest of Quebec bloom with a new change of politics that will be a time called the Quiet Revolution. This is a period characterized by social programs, nationalization, economic growth, and investments. The Salvation Army charity was exported before this time from London, but will not have thrift stores in Montreal until a bit later. Its first thrift store location appears in the mid-20th century. I will argue that Saint-Laurent Street in Montreal has been and still is the most influential second-hand fashion hub in the city of Montreal. For this, we will venture to some of the first routes of the second-hand fashion trend locations on the street and remind ourselves of their significance and importance, as well as visiting the present mainstream most influential boutiques on Saint-Laurent. Starting from that location in front of the metro, if you walk up the street a little bit, you will end up here at Eva Bay's Cafe. Eva Bay was one of the first thrift stores to start selling curated pieces to the Montreal population. They really cater to specific eras when it comes to clothing. This is more 60s, 70s. This is one of the first thrift stores in Montreal where you can bring clothing in exchange for credit in stores.
I work at Eva View. My name is Mars, and to talk a little bit about the store, we've been here for 30 years. A lot of our mission is to be more environmentally cautious, as in we take in people's old clothes instead of them going into landfills, and we sell them and we give store credit so that way people can buy new clothes when they come here.
Eva B is one of the main reasons why Saint-Laurent Street is full of curated thrift stores nowadays, while still retaining its very own vibe and unique experience. Then, if you go up again the street and you take the 55 Saint-Laurent bus and walk a little bit, you will eventually get to Boutique Take 3.
Hi, my name is Ali and I'm co-owner of Boutique Take 3 alongside Kim and Sarah, who are not here right now, but they say their hellos. The boutique started in June. We opened up June 1st, so it's been about almost 6 months now already. We've been selling vintage for years, Prior to that, I was working in retail, always fashion, whether it be fashion merchandising or customer service. And I knew I wanted to do something else other than work in retail for another big corporation. With the pandemic, of course, it gave us a lot of time to reflect on what I really wanted to do. So that led me to selling vintage, and that's where I met Sarah and Kim, where we all shared the same passion, and we all sold vintage under the same roof in another vintage concept store. And we all have the same type of need of wanting to like bring a cool vintage shop to Montreal. We've been thinking of it for years, so it's been like 3-4 years that we kept thinking about the project, but it never fell through. Hence why we decided to name our shop Boutique Take 3. So it's our 3rd time trying to open a shop together. So some values that led to the creation of this shop, I would say, were just having a strong focus on local designers. We really wanted a space for some that are not really known in Montreal to just have a space for them to shop physically in store. I think the average person really appreciates when a brand or a person is being their authentic self and showing their true style. You know, there's trends everywhere which we can love and try, but at the end of the day, it's really how you perceive it and make it your own. And I think it's really crucial nowadays where everything is just done.
Finally, if you take the 55 again and get off at Saint-Laurent, Jean Talon, you'll find yourself at Renaissance.
It's the best quality, and I don't shop at some of the department stores. The quality is not as good as this one.
I choose to shop at Renaissance because it's affordable, and as a student, I can't afford more expensive clothes. Also, I'm a student in fashion design, and I appreciate finding one-of-a-kind items that you can't find in store from other time periods.
I choose to shop here because I feel like environmentally it makes more sense, and for a like circularly economy, so I will thrift here and then I'll wear the clothes at home, and then I'll like bring back the clothes after I wear them, so it's like a circle. Instead of just buying new and then bringing it to thrift stores, it's like giving it a second life as well. It's really important. So yeah,
I think the main goal at first was for lower income people to be able to afford clothes.
I feel like it's a good thing that that it's being like more popular, even though it's a trend. I feel like if you look at it on a bigger scale, I feel like it's better for the environment. So even if it's a trend, it's better that a lot of people shop here. And I understand that prices are going up, but I feel like even though prices are going up, it's like cheaper than buying it new and better for the environment. So I feel like it would be important to know why prices are going up and where that money is going. If it's for paying the staff or for mostly for paying the staff, then it's a good thing. I think like people here deserve to be well paid for the amount of work that they do. So if that's where the money goes, then it's a good thing. Yeah.
Because I have a very old car and it only reads CDs, and I don't want to pay $20 for CDs, so I buy them here for $2 a pop.
Well, it's pretty much just that it's less expensive than real clothing stores. I mean, it's harder to find stuff, but if you find something good, then obviously it's less expensive than the real thing.
Okay. It feels more rewarding to find what you want than to actually like know to expect what you're gonna have. So that's my main reasons.
Eco Depot in La Chine. You know those crates, big crates that people use shipping? It's like right next to those. There's some really nice finds there. There's some really old stuff. You know, I found like there's a painting from the 1800s. It was ripped though, but really nice finds there.
Okay, Eco Depot. That's nice. Okay, thank you. What do you think about like the prices going up in thrift stores?
Terrible.
Have you seen it?
Terrible.
Yeah. Have you noticed it?
Yeah, notice it for sure.
Yeah. Do you think it impacts the people a lot? Because I think what Renaissance first mission was, and other thrift stores, it was to, it was like a social mission. It was to help people that needed it. And now it's like everybody goes thrift shopping, which is good for the planet, but it's also like not good for the people who can't afford it anymore, right?
Right. Well, and when I do, I got whatever I take home today. I put it, recycle it. I put it back into the Salvation Army, or diabetes. They come often to pick up stuff at my house.
Montreal's fashion history is deeply embedded in these charity shops and the second-hand stores of Saint-Laurent Boulevard, and it would be a shame to see them gone if people stop buying from them for the same reasons that they changed from fast fashion to second-hand. None other, of course, than the price tags. I believe the increase of second-hand wearers in Montreal throughout the years has laid a strong historical foundation for the second-hand clothing scene that is still in bloom where it all started, Saint-Laurent Street. While the access to charity stores should not have been decreased, the fashion heaven that is thrift stores should be a lifestyle that resembles the very open-minded and ecologically conscious Montrealer who reaches more and more for authenticity rather than familiarity when dressing themselves.